What's up? Brandon Smitley here, BrandonSmitley.com. We're doing a training log video with commentary. Week 4, day 1. Meet prep for the multi-ply bench only meet. Heavy deadlift training from Saturday. Really rough training session. Things went well. It's just a really hard day. But definitely something I needed. Probably one of the last days I really kind of push before the bench only meet. Working up with some sumo block pulls from 3 mats against quad mini bands. Went with 405 for 3. I feel like I had a little bit left, so I took another jump up to 425 for 3. The estimated band tension's a little over 50 pounds before the bar even reaches or leaves the mats, and then a little bit over 100 at lockout. So this is incredibly good for me. Even though I'm using straps, this is Steve Goggins to do. Train my grip independently. My grip's getting stronger as well. So hit a back down set with 380 for 8. Once I got in the groove, I was pretty good and locked in. Really did a good job of getting my glutes through. That was something I was thinking about before I even pulled the bar, was to get my hips through. Then went into some sumo pulls into pins for some isometrics for 6 seconds, and then walk over really quick the same amount of weight, and then just pull it for a really good fast single, so almost kind of like speed work, blasting through that sticking point. We're going to get those hips through. So I shot this a couple times so I could talk about it a little more. The 6 seconds is about how much time you've got to get a max effort lift, and so that's why there's 6 seconds at the pin, and then pulling that single as fast as you can is blasting through that sticking point. So my sticking point's right around the knee or that transition. So this is giving me some time to work on that positioning, make sure I've got it good, lats locked in, pulling back on the bar, all that good stuff, and then I get to walk over the exact same weight and blast through it, and you just see it explode past my knees, which is something where I'm usually having issues. I'm a really fast lifter off the floor. So definitely worked for the isometric aspect of this. Then moved on to some safety bar squats, close stance box squats, beltless. Basically went 2 plates for 3 sets of 10. At this point, my body was just kind of just blah. I mean, those pulls were definitely tough. Took a lot out of me, so this way I'm keeping my shoulders healthy. Still really working for this. My upper back and my positioning as a whole, so trying to stay rather upright, getting some good quad work out of it as well, but the idea is to try to keep that back locked in and up so it transfers over well to pulling. Then went to some dumbbell stiff leg deadlifts, 2 sets of 20 here, kind of John Meadows style, really just working on stretching out the hamstring, still getting some hip extension, good glute squeezes. Really, this felt like this definitely helped my back after all that pulling, and then just getting some good hamstring stretches. I mean, I'm sure I'll still be sore from it, but it's definitely a good way to train the hamstrings for this day, and still get some stretching as well. Then went on to some kettlebell shrugs, R&T, seated. This is definitely a bit of a different style. The kettlebell's only like 75 pounds or so, but the idea with that band pulling against the kettlebells, I've got to keep my lats engaged, and as you can see, I'm kind of shrugging up and back, and I even got my feet basically in like a sumo stance, and really just working on good shrugs and good lat contractions. So it's really not even that difficult of a movement, but if you keep your lats locked in the way you should with a deadlift, and then really shrug hard and just get a good squeeze, it actually taxes your lats and your upper back pretty well. Pretty sport specific for deadlift. Definitely something different. And then just some standing cable crunches to hit the abs, kind of heavy, and this is a good overload movement for me, and I feel it really well. As you can see, keep my hands on my obliques and abs to make sure that they're contracted hard the whole time as I'm moving, so it's more than just flexion, it's just keeping it nice and tight, and getting the proper stuff carried over for the lifts. That's all I've got. Thanks for checking in. As always, keep my training logs on elitefts.com.